Good day, Philippines. You're watching Newsflash 24/7, bringing you stories that matter. Today, we tackle a topic deeply rooted in our nation's past, present, and future: land and agrarian reform in the Philippines. It's more than just laws and land, it's about people, justice, and survival. Let's start by asking, what is land reform? It's a government-led effort to transfer land from large landowners to small farmers or landless workers. The goal? To ensure that the land is used effectively and fairly. Meanwhile, agrarian reform is a broader and deeper movement, aside from land distribution. It includes modernizing farming practices, providing credit support, forming cooperatives, and boosting the rural economy. This is about empowering entire farming communities, not just reshuffling property lines. But how did we get here? Let's take a walk through history.
Before the Spaniards came, the Philippines had its own social system that was ruled over freemen, serfs, and slaves. The serfs worked the land and shared the harvest with their masters. Slaves served in homes and fields, and in those times, rice not money was the medium of exchange. But it was the Spanish era (1565 to 1898) that transformed land into a tool of power. The Spanish crown granted encomiendas, land given to soldiers and settlers. The encomenderos collected tributes from locals, and eventually this tribute became rent. Indigenous people who once lived freely on the land now became tenants. Religious orders like Dominicans and Augustinians became massive landowners. Native Filipinos became inquilinos and tenants, often subleasing and exploiting fellow natives. The Spanish issued land title decrees in 1880 and 1884, but the process was alien and complicated for most locals. Only the elite caciques benefited, consolidating even more land. The result? Widespread landlessness, poverty, and society ripe for revolution.
Fast forward to 1899, when President Emilio Aguinaldo declared the confiscation of farrier lands through the Malolos Constitution. Sadly, the First Republic was short-lived and was planned were shelved. During the American regime, several laws were passed, which is the Philippine Bill of 1902 regulated land ownership, the Land Registration Act of 1902 introduced the torrent system, and the Rice Share Tenacity Act 1933 tried to protect tenant rights. Still, few farmers benefit, many couldn't afford land surveys or didn't understand the process. Farrier lands were eventually bought by the US government and sold, but not always to the landless. Then came to the Commonwealth period under the President Quezon. Armed revolts like the Colorum and Sakdal uprisings forced the government to act. Quezon pushed for the social justice, improving tenacity laws and beginning land exploration. He even encouraged resettlement in Mindanao, but it wasn't until after World War II, under the Third Republic, that we saw more reforms. Rojas passed Republic Act 34, 70 to 30 harvest sharing. Magsaysay created NARA to resettle rebels and passed Republic Act 1199 and Republic Act 1400 to protect tenants and purchase largest estates. Mapagal, Republic Act 3844 abolished shared tenacity and introduced the leasehold system. Still, land distribution remained a slow and uphill battle.
When President Marcos declared martial law in 1972, he issued Presidential Decree 27, which aimed to emancipate rice and corn farmers. This law made tenants automatic owners on paper. However, implementation was limited to rice and corn lands over 7 hectares, and loopholes let many landowners keep control. Then came Corazon Aquino's administration, where a turning point arrived. The 1987 Constitution promised comprehensive rural development and agrarian reform. Her key moves included Proclamation 131, launching CARP, Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program, Executive Orders 228, 229, 405, 406, and 407, and most importantly, Republic Act 6657 or the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law signed in 1988. Republic Act 657 expanded coverage beyond rice and corn. It recognized all agricultural lands regardless of crops or tenancy. It empowered the Department of Agrarian Reform, allied government programs to support CARP, and ensured landowners were fairly compensated while farmer beneficiaries were supported with credit, tools, and education.
Land and agrarian reform in a long way, painful and unfinished journey in the Philippines. It's a story of colonization, revolution, politics, and people. It's about fighting for fairness and giving every farmer not just land but dignity, freedom, and a future. We've seen great strides, but there's still more to be done. Because until every Filipino tilling the soil can truly call in their own, the fight for justice continues. Thank you. This is Newsflash 24/7. Thank you so much.